Hey everybody, this is Fran Fraschella, draft expert and basketball junkie. To everybody who's watching, let's get our friends at General Manager Games the subscribers they deserve. Just press that red subscriber button and immerse yourself in sports AI through GM Games content. And on Twitter, it's GM_games. Let's get after it. Let's go.
Even more college basketball for GM Games. And guys, if you missed the stream earlier, you can see a very different logo on your screen now. This camera for the second time today is slipping on me. But folks, 20 years. It took us 20 long seasons. But we've made it to Louisville, to the dream job. Our coaches basically maxed out just going into this season. So here we are with the Louisville Cardinals with a maxed out coach. Jump over, check out the school info. You can see the prestige. We're sitting at a nice, pretty 80. The conference prestige looking strong. Facilities, when I took the team over, they were actually a C+. Asked for a bump in the first off season. It was granted. So we're up to a B. Hopefully that moves up pretty quickly. Usually starts off at like an A-. And I usually get it to an A+ pretty quick. So hopefully this moves with a quickness. The cool thing, the biggest difference between these two jobs, other than the 12 prestige points, which we probably would have gotten in a couple of years, the big thing is the starting budget. We start off with $575,000. You can take a look. I fired all the staff, brought in my own entire staff. Here's what we brought in. I know this guy looks like he might be a little bit better scout, but he's also much better at player development and concept. So he's our practice coach. This guy's running as our scout. But we could only spend, this was about the best recruiter I could find at $80,000. So we only got to spend about $200,000 here. So we had like $375,000 for recruiting. I bought all the gold reports I could find. So, a couple of things that we need to look at. First, let's take a look at this team. Where's all my stuff? So, first thing you see here, Leon Baker, the senior point guard, probably going to be our best player. Very highly rated, but he's going to be gone after this year, and we're losing pretty much everything at guard. The only thing we'll bring back is Sonny Dearborn. The good news is we've got a couple of pretty good freshmen here. Chris Wright, the 4-star guy, I believe he's top 25, number 23. His ranking was initially a touch higher. It dropped down a little bit. And then also Jason Alexander, another freshman. He was still top 100. Both of those guys, I was able to look back through their recruiting notes. What's up, Breeze? What's up, Chris? I was able to look back through both these guys' recruiting notes. They were both, at least top 25, if not top 10 in their respective camps. So we're actually off to a decent start. Both of these guys, especially Alexander, but probably Wright as well, are in that range where they're probably 4-year players. So whereas most teams we come in and take over and we really are starting to bring in these type of players from scratch, we've already got 2 of them right here. Obviously, the issue immediately is going to be at guard, and center is just non-existent here. So I've got 4 scholarships. I'll also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 players that could be cut, and I wouldn't lose a second of sleep over it. So we could have up to 9 guys that we're going after. I wouldn't want to do that in one class. But I certainly think I'm going to expand that to 5. I think we're going to make 1 cut. Reason being, I think I can get through, at least in one season, with like 3 guards, a small forward, and 3 big men. That's 7 players, and I've already got a small forward. I've already got 1 big man that I trust. So I think if I could add 2 big men and 3 guards, I think we could do just fine. So that's going to be my goal. No, Breeze, we got to the end of that season at Auburn. We made it to the Elite 8. VCU shocked us in the Elite 8. We got knocked out, and Louisville offered us a job. And I thought that it was, with college basketball 2021 probably approaching us rather quickly, I thought that, what better way to wrap up our stream in college basketball 2020 than jumping over and taking over the Louisville Cardinals and seeing what happens. All that being said, a couple things that you all might be interested in. First of all, Corey Gray with Auburn. Let's go take a look at the history here. Write it down to the SEC. Write it down to the SEC. Here we go. Auburn Tigers. Take a look here at player records. We take a look at points in a single game. Obviously, Corey Gray with the 54-pointer. He is tied for second with 41, third with 39. Then we got Delly, then Gray again. Gray down here. So Corey Gray all over this list for most points in a game. But I don't like to look at single games. I like to look at careers. And look at your boy Corey Gray. Not even close. He's almost 400 points ahead of anybody else that ever played at Auburn in this save. And this has got 20 seasons in. So, I mean, just dominating. And, of course, Delly here is going to break into the top 5 once his senior season's over. Whitehead's also in the top 10. So a handful of our recruits doing very well as far as the all-time scoring at Auburn goes. You can also take a look over here at assists. Through a career, Corey Gray ended up second on that list. So not only is he the most all-time scorer, he's second in assists. So when you start talking about points produced, this dude went off for 4 years. He was the foundation of the entire team. Al Whitehead also in the top 5 with assists. And check this out, Perry Leach through 2 years with 281 assists. So he's well on his way as he develops. He might be pushing up here into this top 3. I certainly think he'll get ahead of Whitehead. Delly is also right up there. For a big man, it's kind of surprising. But I just wanted to take a look there at your Auburn Tigers and the all-time records and how Gray looked. Because he was a really special player. Right up there with Marquette Holmes and B.B. Higgins as far as the best players we've had on this save. Let's also jump over here and take a look at a couple other things. Here are the recruit class rankings. You can see that class I brought in with Auburn. There were 4 players. There was 3 in the top 50, and then the 4th was number 57. That ended up as the 4th overall class. This Louisville class is ranked to number 20, so not terrible, not as good as what we had coming in, but not terrible, solely on the strength of the small forward and that power forward. The other 2 freshmen are absolute trash, and I'll probably cut them. But that's the recruit class rankings. Then we jump over and take a look at the 2039 Pro Draft. Little disappointing for me here. I don't know what this game had against Corey Gray. He didn't go until 20th overall, which is kind of shocking. Louisville did have a point guard. Andy Faulkner went in the top 5. Then we scroll down a little bit more. You can see here Linton Collins. He was actually, for the duration of his career, he was our 6th man off the bench. And he's actually the 2nd one to get drafted out of that initial recruiting class. He goes also in the 1st round. Tulane getting their guys in. Louisville with another, the small forward Carlos Brownlee. VCU getting theirs in. Jerks that beat us in the Elite 8, as I like to call them. And then Al Whitehead, late in the 2nd round, but Al Whitehead also drafted into the NBA. So we had, out of our first class at Auburn, we had 3 NBA draft picks, 2 of them first-rounders. This Louisville team that we're taking over just lost 2 guys to the draft. And if you're curious, I talked in the last stream about, if we had stayed at Auburn finally, this on our coaching screen, our drafted players was going to start going through the roof. It only went up 2, so we got credit for the 2 Louisville draftees, none of the Auburn draftees. So kind of interesting how that works out. But anyway, that is the draft. That's the recruiting class. That closes out the book on Auburn. And here we go with the Louisville Cardinals. Yeah, Corey Gray, the sleeper pick for sure. Going 20th overall, that dude, he's going to do very well in the NBA, I think. I mean, a scoring point guard like that, great passer, great scorer, turns the ball over a lot. So maybe he could work on that. You can also see here our goals at Louisville. In the first year, Sweet 16 might be difficult, but I think 15 games and a 4-star recruit is basically a given. So it's basically going to be, how does our regular season go? Can we finish top 3 in conference? Can we maintain school prestige to determine whether this job security goes up or down? But unless those 2 freshmen that I really like leave, we should build a very solid team. We should be fine by year 2 and rolling by year 3. And again, that is kind of dependent on how many guys we bring in. YouTube's not working. That's lame. Huh. Interesting. All right, so even with, and I'm serious, I bought the Gold National Report, the Gold International Report, the Gold Southeast Report, and basic reports on everything else. And then I went to the Indy camp and all the regional camps, and we still have $107,000. I mean, you can't get rid of this kind of money at this level. So, gonna get you through the recruiting tonight, and I don't know how much further we'll go since this is the second stream of the day. We'll see what it sounds like upstairs, but we may just do recruiting tonight. I'm really excited to get this first class down and see exactly where they stand. Now, with the coach being at 100 recruiting, with the prestige being at 80, all the other factors involved, we're obviously spreading our wings here and going national. Like I talked before, I need 3 guards, a small forward, 3 big men. I got a small forward, I got a big man. So we're looking for, right out of the gate, 2 guards and 2 big men. And then we'll go cut a player and add a 5th in there. But we'll line them up as we usually do. So I'm going to take anybody that's interested, essentially. Probably even some that aren't, like him. I might just go top 10 at each position, except for obvious non-qualifiers like that. We don't need no JUCOs. Yeah, war chest is an understatement. This is the kind of money you can't even get rid of. It's crazy. We are spreading our wings, recruiting nationally. Man, it feels good. We can add a couple of small forwards because really I need depth at that position as well. So if we had somebody on the hook that we thought we could bring in, why not do it? But we're not gonna fill up our entire watch list on that. We'll leave a couple of places open. We'll leave a couple of places open for good camp qualifiers. Usually, I will use, as far as weight and height, I'll use that as a tiebreaker. If the stats and if the camp results and if the ratings don't quite get me there, I'll use the height and weight as a tiebreaker. Now, this would be a good test. I just added like 4 guys to our list that are 2 2s and 2 3s. So we'll see if they all end up qualifying. Still my thought process that anybody with interest will qualify. And then, these guys have perfectly fine GPA, so I'm not worried about them qualifying. So, but we will keep an eye out. I'll try to remember not to kick those power forwards off of my list so that we can check this out. Now, that is where we run like hell. This guy's not going to qualify. Might as well grab the guys with interest, all things being equal. We don't need that other scholarship just yet, so we can go through this a little bit. If it looks like we're striking out hardcore and we want to not cut the guy this year, I guess we can, but I don't know how much it really matters, to be quite honest. This is all regions, full recruit list by position, so we want to go just call watch list. And we can take it position by position, that's fine. Sometimes it's a little bit easier for me to keep track this way. But Chris is 100% right. We need to be even more selective in the players that we're taking at this point, because I surely don't want to even flirt with getting fired from this school. We've got the players that we really shouldn't have to. We've got a small forward. We've got a power forward that I really, really trust. And then we've also got the senior point guard who looks really good, looks like our best player. So we should have 3 pretty good guys out there on the court. Now, the rest of the team might be hot garbage, but we've got a chance to do all right and bring ourselves along, but we want to add just an instant influx of quality players. That's why, I'll almost certainly cut at least one, if not two or three of these other guys, and just bring a lot in this next year. And then we can see, you never know, it could be like Delhi. We might end up getting spread out due to injury or due to who knows what. But, the quicker that we've got bodies that know how to dribble a basketball, the better. Because a handful of these guys, there's 4 guys on this team right now that don't have any business in D1 basketball. So hopefully this ends up a little bit like that first class at Auburn, which was just ridiculous. We had Gray, we had Delhi, we had both the shooting guards. We brought in Bart Jackson, who did his part. So everybody basically enjoyed their visit. Nobody told us to, leave them alone. Nobody had a terrible time, so that's good. All right, so there's Sam Delzell, who I think we just invited. Delzell Gordon. Is this like one of each position? It is. Wonder if we could just bring in the top 5 from Indy. Be interesting. So YouTube's not working. Are you on Twitch, Brees? All right, let's get on the horn with this fella. That's all right if we're not in the mix yet. Just getting to know each other. Working these things out. Let's bounce over to power forwards, I suppose. Do some hosting here. Do some film watching. Live scouting. Jump right on in. And let's make a couple of calls. Yeah, Delzell's number 1 overall. He was MVP at Indy. Number 1 overall recruit. Number 1 center. He's very clearly the cream of the crop as far as this recruiting class goes. Yeah, that's weird. I don't have any idea, Breeze, on the YouTube issue there. Wish I could help, but I really just have no clue. The only reason I'm not already offering Delzell straight out of the gate is just to make sure he doesn't have any kind of like crazy negative feedback. And I don't know, even if the coach said he was injury prone and had a terrible attitude, I don't know that he's not still worth, making a move on. So I'll think about it. So Kelvin Trent, pretty sure he's on our list. Brownlee's on our list. Is Ron Morris on our list? Yep. So most of the top 5 out in Vegas is already on our list. We're already working toward them. That's good. Believe we need to advance before these recruiting actions will take hold. We do. So we can let it run through right up until about the Memphis camp. They all appreciated it. That's good. Right after the Memphis camp is probably when we'll go ahead and make offers. Cherry, Cook, Wilson, and Lockhart. Cherry, Cook, Wilson, Lockhart not on the list. That's all right. So these guys that we're going after are just absolute top-notch across the board. Got another summer camp to get through. This one ought to be Chicago. So we got Q. Dodd, Allen King, Thomas, Brooker, Hicks. Dodd, Q, Hicks. Looking like we're going after some absolute stars here. Let's jump over here. Love to make sure I've got the point guard situation taken care of. We can do a little live scouting over here. Let's make sure one more scout on Delzell. Just so we can feel the love, you know. We just want to be in the Reno. We want to be sitting over there taking some notes. You know, this looks like the next Shaq, whatever he's going to write down. Doesn't matter as long as he sees us in the stands and knows he is very much wanted at the Ville. Talk to a couple of point guards, warm them up to us a little bit here before we really get down to business on making the rest of these offers. Let's just go ahead. We know an offer's going here. Let's not screw around. Go ahead and get it out. We can watch some more film as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Get through the recruiting week. Now we hit the dead period. 2 more camps and then it's on, folks. So let's bounce over to the top shooting guards real quick. Unlock some pitch areas. All right. 10% is not going to get through much anybody else. So with those done, it's a dead period. We really can't do anything else. Let's go on and move forward. Then we'll get through the 2 camps. And then we can decide the rest of the scholarships. And we're absolutely going to go for just cream of the crop here. See what we can bring in. Even if they are all one-and-doners, whatever. And then we could always make some cuts on the back end and bring in some more 4-year type players with all those extra scholarships we could potentially have. So we're through everything. We've already got our center selected. Host some more of these fellas. And now let's take a look here. He's top 25 at Indy. David Anthony's top 5. Hard-working kid. Not a ton of interest. So now let's check out the one guy here in region. He was top 25 at Indy, and we don't have any other notes. Now Mark Reed's also in region. He's ranked a little bit lower. Hard-working kid. Not a great camp. Kentucky's already set as a non-conference rival. They come default with the game. Louisville and Kentucky are default rivals. All right, so David Anthony was top 5 at Indy. The stats speak for themselves. The rating speaks for itself. Certainly a one-and-done player, but you know, we're recruiting balls to the wall here. He's another top 5 at Indy. Not in region. The best player we have in region is way down here with Joey Shannon. He was top 25 at Indy and top 5 at Memphis, and we're number 1 on his list. So see, that's a guy you'd really like to have a guy like that. Oh man. So see, we could add in some 4-year players like that. That's why we just need more scholarships, to be honest. And I'm gonna go get them here in 1 second. Tyus Gordon, top 5 at Indy. He's getting an offer. We're going to scout him live. We're also going to scout Joey Shannon live. I'll go ahead and offer Joey Shannon as well. That's our 3 guard offers out. Let's get over here to this roster and make some cuts. Yeah, Duke and UNC are going to play twice every year anyway, being in the ACC, and then they could play again in the ACC tournament. Louisville, Kentucky just get the 1 game every year. All right, so this guy's abysmal. Now, the only thing that's going to suck is this is going to kind of hurt our school's prestige, but these are freshmen and sophomores that I'm cutting, and they're garbage. So they got to go. You can't have these guys eating up scholarships for that many years. Those are the awful freshmen. I don't think we have any of those left. So Dearborn could still go. McPherson probably should go. But then again, so should Stapleton. We got rid of 2. Let's see how it goes once we actually start getting some in-homes and seeing if we get commitments or not. Howard, Jamison, Shannon, Crowley, and Andre Paul from Jenkins, Kentucky. All right. We're going to need to... Oh, we're bringing them in already. Let's find our power forward. I believe this guy, MVP at Memphis, top 10 at Indy, coming out of Mississippi. I thought there was... What was the guy from Kentucky? Was he a point guard? No. Oh, he was... I thought he was a power forward. Oh, he might not. He might be one of them that was... yeah, the 2 cuts will take me down to 76. So hopefully we can make it up with some decent play, but we'll see. If not, I think it's going to end up being worth it. I'm fairly certain. Let's see. He's in region. He was absolutely great. Let's get an offer there. We can go scout him live. We can call him up. Oh, do we still? Yeah, we still have plenty of time. All right, so we've offered a power forward. We've offered a center. 2 shooting guards. A point guard. Let's see. Let's get ourselves... what was the other point guard we wanted? No, not him. Thought there was either a point guard. I guess it could have... Oh, it was the other shooting guard that we wanted to get. That's right. Oh, this is the only center in the Southeast region. Top 25 at Indy. Did not go to Memphis. That's alright. Has to be good. I mean, again, the numbers are nice. I mean, look at the scoring in comparison between the number 2 and number 3 centers. This guy's a heck of a scorer. Of course, Delzell's ridiculous on the boards. I really want to find... Excuse me. I really want to find a point guard that'll be around for a while. So let's start like right in here. See what these guys look like. So there's an MVP at Houston, top 25 at Indy. So right off the bat, Cherry is looking like a pretty good prospect. He's top 10 at Indy as well. So Cherry and Augustine both. You can see pretty similar stats. Cherry a little bit higher there on the steals. A little bit taller, a little bit heavier. I mean, either of those guys are probably going to be fine. Shane Cook would be fine. So we can take a look here at ratings. So yeah, look at the defense there. So looking at it from this perspective, Cherry's going to get an offer. We need to unlock some more pitch areas for him. All right, we're out of phone time. See if we got visits or film. We still got some film. We can... Oh, do we already have evals on everybody? We got evals on pretty much everybody. We're good there. We just need to host and unlock pitch areas on all of these recruits that we're going after. So let's start it off here. David Anthony. Still need to unlock facilities. talk a little bit about parents. You know, rubbing elbows, whatever they do, shooting the shit. Cherry also needs the facilities. Probably also needs a little bit more buttering up. Well, we'll just chit-chat a little bit. How's your Call of Duty game going? Whatever the kids do these days. They're out there playing Among Us, I'm sure. Shooting guards. Need to host both of these guys. Keep the hosting coming. Gordon has been chatted up. Shannon, on the other hand, we need a chat. What are you into, Joey Shannon? What makes you tick, my man? Number 1 on his list. Apparently the Louisville Cardinals are what makes him tick. Oh, I don't want that one. I want the positions. We have not offered any small forward at this point. Whew, I don't know. We could always jump in there, but we've got at least one pretty good one. What's Matt Jameson here? He's a 5-star. We're number 1 on his list. We've got a pipeline. He's top 5 at Memphis. Hard-working kid. Attitude and discipline problems. So it was all looking so bright until it wasn't. It happens. No. All right. We can get by with just one small forward on the roster. I'm quite sure. I've done it before. We do need to get this guy in for a visit. Got everything unlocked. That's good. And at center, everything's unlocked. Everything's been unlocked on Sam. He is, Chris, you talk about size and that sort of thing. Delzell, a 6'7", 245 center. But rebounds, I mean, if I was still at Auburn, I'd be saying this would look like the second coming of Barkley. I don't know that Louisville's ever had a guy like this, but he is on the short side. So, yeah, should be some big-time recruits coming in. It's either going to be some big-time recruits or some big-time heartburn that we left a school that we had so set up to come here and blow it all up. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to get some absolutely just stunner recruits. Number 1 recruiting class. It's going to be a huge class. A lot of guys going to sign, and they're all just at the top of the recruit rankings, at the top of the camp rankings. They're all excellent players. Host a couple of power forwards here. We can go ahead and host a guy from Argentina. Give him a little bit of trip. We're trying to spend $85,000 more dollars. Yeah, we can do that. The rest of these guys. Yeah, I'm not calling them. I realize you said don't rush, but I already know the guys I want. I've already made my offers. Calling and just talking to all these guys I'm not interested in right now doesn't make any sense to me because I can unlock 2 guys a week. So as long as I don't lose 2 recruits a week, I'd have to lose 3 recruits a week to really need to spend more time making phone calls. So I'm just not going to waste the time. Look, Cherry had an awesome time, so that's a good sign for him. Love to have him commit. Brett Augustine had an awesome time. Joey Shannon, Tyus Gordon. Everybody having an awesome time now. Once you get out of those top 10 recruits, DeAntoine Howard, he's a really big one. Baker nominated for the Norton. So let's check this list out. So Leon Baker here at 18. And there's Ben Deli at number 25. Let's see if we got any other Auburn in here. Justin Logan at 31. Wouldn't expect any more? No. So, yeah, Auburn's got 2 guys in the Norton list. Louisville has the point guard, also pretty high up there. Yeah, the weight definitely makes him a center. I mean, he's a banger. He can get down there and make things happen. But, geez, I'd much rather have him be like 6'10", 6'11", I'm really, really happy with these offers. And we got a handful of guys that are in the Southeast region, a handful of guys that look like one-and-done studs, a handful of guys that are probably 4-year type players. I mean, I guess when you make what do we make? 7 offers? 6, 7 offers. I guess it's easy to have a lot of guys you're excited about, but got a lot of guys I'm excited about. Show me Josh Brown. Even if we miss on these first chances, we go so deep on these lists. We would really, really have to strike out not to pull in a crazy good class. A little bit more hosting, a little bit more skipping ahead. Oh, let's see. If we brought in enough guys, we need to bring in some more shooting guards. Just to have some guys that are making visits, checking out campus, seeing what we got. Still $75,000. I mean, and that's with wasting all that money. I haven't even looked at those gold reports. And I usually, to be honest, don't. It's nice to see who the top 10 are, but I really don't need the information right now. That's why I've always said, like, I can recruit on like $50,000. I can recruit as many guys as I want to. So right out of the gate, we lost one of these guys, right? We lost 2 right out of the gate. 2 guys committed, and they did not commit to Louisville. So that's Delzell went to North Carolina. Must be paying them that paper. Let's see here. So let's see what we've already got. We lost a shooting guard and we lost a center. We're still going after 2 point guards. Still looking good on both of them. Cherry is getting the first of the visits. Give him a little conference prestige talk. Howard is getting our next visit. Number 2 on his list. We'll also stick with conference prestige here. Very into it. Let's bounce over here. Get the shooting guard that is still on the list. This is why, we wanted to bring in some guys like this where we're number 1 on the list and we're looking good. He's into location. He's in region. That's what we're going to talk about. And now we need to go find who is our next option at center. It could very well be a lot of these guys. Yeah, sometimes they just really want to go to those schools. So here's top 25. It looks like he didn't go to the regional. Just go through all of them like this. Hardworking kid. So there, he's in the top 5 at Chicago. Decent, not spectacular at Indy, so a little bit hit and miss. Brandon Tyler, here we go, top 10 at Indy. Didn't go to the regional. We're 4th on his list. Look at that defense rating, A. Inside shooting, scoring, passing for a big man. We're actually running the high post offense here at Louisville. We're running a flex and a high post, basically 50-50, so Brandon Tyler is looking like a good option. And this is who we start off with, right? So we got either Robinson or Brandon Tyler. I really like Brandon Tyler. The scoring drop-off kind of hurts. Let's take another look here. Brandon Tyler. And it says he's good overall, good inside shooter, good scorer, but the stats really don't lie. But he was top 10 at Indy, which isn't easy to do. And we're 4th on his list, whereas with Robinson, yeah, he gets the scoring, not as much of the rebounding. Let's go Tyler here. Let's go Tyler. He's into school prestige. That's what we're going to talk about. and that's about all that we can do. We've offered one of each of these positions. Still got a scholarship left to offer to another guard. Let's see if we got another shooting guard or another point guard that we're into. Hold on. We're going after a 4-year shooting guard. Point guard, we've got a top prospect. Oh, we're going after 2 point guards? Did I make more cuts than I thought? Maybe we should go after a small forward. How'd Walters do? Take a look here at Boyce. All right, talented player that could work harder. No thanks. No, thank you. Top 25 and an MVP. That's the kind of guy I like to see. Really into coach discipline. That could work out well for me. So I'm into Trent. Keith is also an MVP. He's top 10 at Indy. He's really into school prestige. So a couple of real good options in between these two. Jameson out of Florida. This was the one that said attitude and discipline. So big fat no on him. So Trent or DeWitt. Is Trent into location? Let's unlock everything on these two to get this offer out. Look, again, back to height and weight. I don't know if I want a 6'3" small forward. Just seems very small to me. Very small. I guess it could be like one of those Villanova teams that ran like 4 guards and a power forward. And they did just fine, but we're trying to run a high post over here, so it'd be nice if we had some small forwards that could go down, post up, play on the inside a little bit. So now we come back and check. Trent is in California, but he's not really into location, so that works out for us. The coach discipline, the playing time, everything else should work. I think we can go for him, but let's take a quick look at DeWitt. He's really into school prestige. So, I mean, there are more prestigious schools. It's hard to say. Let's... Stat-wise, Trent looks solid. He's taller. Let's make our offer there. Oh, we can also host. We need to host these guys. And we don't want DeWitt. We'll bring him in, see what happens. Oh, let's go check out this schedule. What are we getting in year 1? I'm loading it up with softies just to be careful. All right, so there's the first bit of good news here. 0 scholarships available, so nobody committed elsewhere. So, let's see what we got. Had to get something, right? 11 emails, we had to get something. Oh, got 3 of them. Cherry, the point guard, Shannon, the shooting guard, and Brandon Tyler. He was the center, right? So, yeah, looking good already. Howard didn't commit. Let's take a look at this class already. 3 guys right out of the gate. Brandon Tyler, the big center. Joey Shannon, a shooting guard. Alice Cherry, the point guard. 2 5-star guys, all in that top 25. These are all 3 guys that could potentially stick around for 4 years. I feel like the big men usually leave a little quicker, so Tyler's probably the one I'd be most concerned about. But I think we get at least 2 years out of all these guys. So between Cherry, Shannon, Tyler, and the small forward and power forward we've got a starting 5 for next year. So that's already set. We're good to go there. Now we see if we can go even bigger with David Anthony. We really hit the top of that list. We got the bottom of our list of 6. Now let's see if we can land the top of it. Yeah, those are real nice lands. To get 3 of them that quickly is awesome. All right, let's see here. Oh, we didn't even visit him. Let's get in some coach discipline. With Howard up to number 1 on his list. Right back to that conference prestige, baby. And woo, the point guards are going quick, but luckily we've already got 1 point guard. So even if we missed out, we can't miss out. I actually think Augustine was pretty good as well. All right, we haven't visited him yet, so I think we want to go. He's equal on school and conference prestige. I say we go conference because that's like 88. I think that the Big Ten has the most, and then the ACC is second. So that's what we're going to go talk about. Then let's see here with Augustine. He was top 5 at Big Apple. Top 10 at Indy. We're number 2 on his list. So yeah, this is a guy we need to call him, and if he hadn't been on a visit, we need to get him on that visit. And we're going to go ahead and get it in home, even though we don't have a scholarship for him right now. Augustine is very much a target for us. Ooh. What do we go here? I think it's got to be school prestige or conference prestige. We can go conference prestige. I would normally go facilities, but our facilities are trash right now. Go ahead and host some more guys just to run through some money. Now let's take a look at those schedules. All right, you know what? At Auburn. Oh, yeah, at Auburn will be a tough one. We might get run out of the gym there. Might be a little bit of, the Auburn fans get some redemption there after we cut out on them. But we can work with that schedule, I think. It's got some Power 5 schools. Nothing crazy. Hopefully we can take care of that. We lost 2 guys. Damn. David Anthony ended up going to Florida. We did lose out on Augustine to UNLV. We didn't have the offer out on him. So we lost out on Kelvin Trent, who's going to Dayton, which is interesting. We've still got a chance with DeAntoine Howard, though. So that's definitely good to see. So what do we want to bring in? 3 guards and 2 big men. And we're at 2 and 1. So we need 1 guard, 1 big man. That's what we really need to bring in. Point guard options are out for now. What do we still have? We still got DeAntoine Howard. Why are we down to 7th with him? Aren't we first with him? I was really pretty sure we were first with him. Alright, so the options at center are relatively limited for now. Alright, he was decent. Call him up, unlock some stuff, right? The Auburn game will be great. I'll definitely be looking forward to that. That should be a good one. That's so weird, Breeze, man. I'm sorry to hear that you're having that trouble, buddy. Let's take a look at these other power forwards that are out there. This is an international guy. We're second on his list. Hardworking kid. So you don't really get any other information. Like, you don't have any idea what level of competition they're playing against, so the stats are kind of hit and miss. Let's see how the other 2 national players did. Alright, not too shabby. Not great there. So we could... Let's see, we've already got a power forward, though, and we're trying on another real good power forward. And we brought in 1 center. I'd really like it to be another center, to be honest. Top 25 at Big Apple. Great leader on and off the court. Let's give this a go. Visit him, talk about playing time, offer that scholarship. So we're already visiting Howard. At small forward, Trent and DeWitt are both locked up. Jameson's still out there. He's got the attitude problems, but he'd be a heck of a player while he was with us. Let's see if any of these shooting guards are worth an offer real quick. What is What is that, Chris? I never even heard of that. I mean, I assume you're talking to Breeze there, but I have no idea what that product is, what you're talking about. Top 25 at Indy's pretty solid. Out of the America East, what other notes do we have on him? No injuries. Not a whole lot else. But he's in the conference prestige. We can make a run at Mr. Nelson. Alright, and these other two, top 25 at Memphis. Hardworking kid, good to see that. Alright, I'm leaning toward Holst for sure. Although, Kleiwer, definitely the better scorer. Holst, a bit better rebounder, a bit better defender. Let's check out Kleiwer, just real quick. Top 25 Big Apple. Hardworking kid. So both of these guys are also pretty good options, I think. It's kind of hard to choose at this point. Let's take one quick look at ratings. The defense, we've actually got them rated fairly similarly. We got Holst as being the better athlete, the better passer. Not as good at the inside. We are trying to run that high post. So Kleiwer might be a little bit better of a fit here. We're splitting hairs. Let's go talk to Kleiwer. Alright, playing time and facilities. Let's give him playing time. We really shouldn't have anything that's going to be scaring him off at this point. Second-rate YouTube. I never heard of it. Oh, shit. We lost 3 scholarships that time. All 3 of them. Nelson. Howard hurts. He's going to Miami. And Wolf to Richmond. So that's both the big guys we were going after. Do we still have any targets that we've offered? Is anybody in our call or watch list even available? Adam Jackson available. And that's it. Time to start the list over. This is why we didn't go ahead and cut everybody that we could have, because you never know when you're going to have this kind of issue pop up. But we've already got one big man. We really just need one more. Jackson was our backup big man from last time, as I recall. No, was he not? Was it between him and somebody else? Oh no, this is a talented player that could work harder. Still, buddy, we need you. Yeah, I can see why the national championship winners can generate some interest. I don't guess that's necessarily surprising. See if we can bring Jackson in. Also hear about location. That's cool. Gotcha, my man. All right, let's clear up these lists a little bit. I mean, I don't think I'll use all of this room. It's going to be hard to go out and grab a handful of other guys. All right, but we got a ton of space to do it. So we got an offer out to a power forward. Already got the center. So what we still want to offer 2 guards and a big man, or possibly a small forward. Alright, so this is why I don't delete the emails, guys. Sometimes you gotta go back and see if you can pull something out of your rear end. I would imagine all these guys at Indy Elite are probably gone, but let's just sneak on down here. Pete Dudley. Currently uncommitted. I wish you could add them to your list from right here. Alright, I'm just going to have to write them down. Pete Dudley. From New Hampshire. Alright. Sean Wagner. These are alphabetical order if y'all haven't paid attention, by the player's last name, not like they're not in position ranking or by state or anything like that. Sean Wagner, also uncommitted. Look at that, a power forward from Kentucky did well at Georgia. We're going to add him too. That's Andre Paul. If he's uncommitted. Wagner is from Wisconsin. See what else we got going on here. Greg Dotson, a center. And are none of these guys committed for real? This is exactly what happened in the first season of NCBA. I went through the East Coast Jam, and none of these guys were committed just like this, and that's where half my starting lineup's coming from right now. Sean Smith, a point guard. Oh, hold on. Dotson is from VA. Point guard Sean Smith. He is committed to Notre Dame. Point guard Thomas Sawyer. Uncommitted. Out of Connecticut. Alright, so there's 4 big men. Oh, we didn't check on and see whether or not Andre Paul was actually committed or not. He's uncommitted. So there's 4 big men and 1 guard. Victor Duncan. Uncommitted. Center from Indiana. Do need some guards here. We might have to scroll through some of the regionals. Blaine Morgan. He is committed. Of course, all the guards are committed. Everybody needs guards. I guess nobody wants big men. Keith Romano. Committed. And Mike Scott, the small forward. Available. Out of Kansas. Alright, so that gives us a couple of names to run out and add. So what we can do is go point guard only. Full recruit list. All right. So first we want Thomas Sawyer out of Connecticut. What we can actually do is go by region. Hopefully these GPAs work out for us. Because if these guys are dummies, that's not any help to us. Thomas Sawyer, he's got a 3.8, so he's good to go. We did not get any shooting guards. We did get a small forward out of the Great Plains. Really, YouTube's down for everyone. Yikes. Looking for Mike Scott. Here we go, 2.7. Good to go. Only a 2-star guy, but when you're going from Georgia, that's what you're going to get. This will be a guy a lot like Bart Sampson from Auburn. Decent player. Might have a relatively low ceiling, but I'm all right with that right now. You know, we're just filling these things out. Let's jump over and check out the centers. Oh, no. The center I need is in the Midwest. Let's check out the power forwards first. I think Wisconsin's in this region, right? Is Wisconsin, or are they in the Midwest? Check out the Midwest, I guess. There it is. Good enough for us. Sean Wagner's added. All right, hold on. The center Duncan. .36. He's a 1-star guy, but he did well. We're going to trust in it. Let's get to the southeast and grab Andre Paul out of Kentucky. You think I crashed it? I could have. 2 in one day. YouTube's, I'm out. I can't deal with it. There's Andre Paul. Now we're headed to the America East. So we want Pete Dudley and Greg Dotson. There we go, 7-1. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Big old big man. 7'1", 265. Love it. Love that. Call and watch list. All regions. Oh, actually. Let's do this first. 'Cause we spent $100,000 on this list. Haven't even looked at it. Let's look at all players international. So a lot of 4-star rankings out here. Some decent GPAs as well. Ooh, I don't know. I haven't done as much work with the international guys. I don't know if the same like GPA rule counts. His stats kind of suck for a point guard. I mean, I guess all of them do. Yikes. So, I mean, the power forwards are averaging 6 rebounds a game. Here's a center getting 17 and 8. Let's just rely on what we got out of our camp information. All regions, all positions. All right. So there's an offer. A second big man. And then we want either a small forward and a guard or 2 guards. We did not have many guards at all. Sawyer was the only one. We're going to need to host him. Oh, wait. We're already visiting Jackson. We've already offered. We've offered Sawyer. We need to call him, see if we can get a little bit of interest and unlock these pitch areas. All right, got that done. Now we need to get the visit in. see what he wants to hear about. Coach discipline. Let me tell you about a bunch of players I suspended once upon a time at Auburn. And let's go for Mike Scott here. He declined to visit. All right, man. We'll talk about conference prestige. How's that? All right, so we got offer, guard, offer. All right, we're good there. Let's just go visit this guy and talk about facilities. Internationals love to talk about facilities for some reason. We can go ahead and host him. We can go ahead and host this guy. We got money to spare. We still got $50,000. We've been burning money, and we still got a ton of it. So be it there. We got our visits. We got our offers out. Let's see if we can land a couple of these guys. Jesus. Oh, we got Jackson. So that was the best of the rest. So there we go. We talked about we needed to bring in 2 guards, 2 big men. We got it. Wrapped it up. So the rest of this is just, cherry on top. Sawyer still available. Got a little bit of interest. We're through the visit season there. Mike Scott ended up, he wants to be a Razorback. So we will hold on to the scholarship, I think. What we could do, and what I may do offline here, is go ahead and run through, once we finish this, I may go through all of the other camps and see which players out of the top 5s from those other camps still haven't committed. See if I can scrounge up any other players to add in late to this class. But this is, I think, a pretty good recruiting class to start off with. When you figure we've already got basically a top 25 small forward. We got a top 100 power forward who looks like he's going to be a fine player. Adding in this class behind him. I mean, guys, this is a top 5 class in the country, I think. Really, really good center. Really good point. I mean, Cherry, he was outside the top 25, I think. He's crept up, right? I mean, he's now the highest rated player in the class. So 4 guys, our lowest ranked guy is 37th, 2 5-stars, 2 4-stars, filled all the positions in need. I don't know what else you can look for. Obviously, we do want to do even better at this school, but we need to get from, where we're at 80 prestige, and we're going to drop down to 76 because of a couple player cuts. We need to get up to 90, 95, win the national championship and get hot like that, and then really get on a serious roll. But next year we'll be cooking. This year should be all right. I mean, I think we can make the NCAA tournament, maybe, with the roster that we have. But by next year, we'll be rocking and rolling, and year 3 will just be on. So I can hear World War III starting once again upstairs. I'm going to go take care of it. I think I've talked and basketballed myself out for the day. But I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of extra content there on Veterans Day. Pretty exciting stream with Auburn earlier. Pretty exciting recruiting class that we've got here ready to go at Louisville for the next time. And over the next couple of days, I think I'll be able to stream a couple more times, hopefully. And so hopefully we get through a season or 2 on these Louisville Cardinals before next Monday. So that's my hope. Life changes all the time, and never know. But guys, appreciate all the time that you spent with me today. Anybody that's catching it later on YouTube, leave comments, reach out to me. Love talking to you guys, but I hope y'all had a great time watching, and I'll see you all next time.